Well, I'm a therapist by trade, and I also have this. I started writing for an unusual reason. I have this condition called hyperthymesia. It's been publicized well in recent years. Superior autobiographical memory. Like I remember every day of my life since I was 6 years old, and I'm now 60. That includes the day of the week each day was, what happened with weather news, plus personal experiences. And that might seem pretty cool when you first hear about it, but there was a downside to it. Also remembering bad days at work, social slights, all kinds of negatives. So I got interested in the counseling field because I had to heal myself of these negative memories popping up all the time and feeling the exact same feelings as if they were happening right now. And so I wrote some books on healing your past and also a book on memory improvement. All of this is on Amazon. The Heal Your Memory series. And when Isaiah was talking, I was thinking that those are the kinds of he's like the kind of person that I interviewed for my books. I interviewed people who have overcome some real atrocities, but came out ahead, and now are thriving in life. And so I wrote that along with some exercises, mostly meditation and visualization to heal yourself from bad memories. And then I've done a variety of things. I've also last summer published a novel, The Unquiet Sea. It's a suspense thriller about a 50-year-old man who seems to have it all, but in one day, everything comes crumbling down, and how he overcomes it. It's a patient's threatening to sue him for inappropriate touching, and is a hurricane is threatening to destroy his beachfront house, and his fiance gets cold feet because of all that's going on, and how he overcomes it all and comes out ahead. It's and lately I've become interested, and I've always been into the topic of emotional intelligence, because somebody can have a lot of road intelligence, a lot of education, but still have problems making it in the world if they don't have emotional intelligence. In other words, I broke it down into four things that emotional intelligence comprises. First is self-awareness, like being aware of your own feelings and emotions. Well, certainly be that when you meditate and do some of the exercises we talked about, but also, when you're in a social setting, how you're feeling, like the ability to sense when something's wrong with other people, even when you're with people who you interact with all the time. Self-awareness is a big part of it, and noticing when you feel down, when you feel good, when and where. And component two is self-management, the ability to control your mood. Like if the situation suddenly changes that you're in, like well, here where I live in New Jersey, USA, there's a lot of road rage, particularly in the summer within the shore area. A lot of people down, and in cities. So learning to, not have an outburst when somebody pulls in front of you. And it could be if the boss is reprimanding you, or if you're even sometimes if you're in a conversation and someone else comes in and you're not sure what to make of them, to be able to adjust. Your parents, if suddenly your well-meaning kid spills orange juice all over the floor, how to react to that. So self-management is a big part of it. And some of these might sound like the same thing, but number three is social awareness. How you impact other people. Like if you notice, like maybe you're having a conversation with someone and they're looking at their watch or their eyelids seem to be getting heavy, maybe then you need to switch topics or let them talk or something. But it can also be if you're having a good impact on somebody, to keep going. And then fourth component is relationship management. Help people through their upset moods. Like this is very important in marriage and with friendships, but also in the workplace. when you know what to do. I've been married 11 years, and one time my wife told me she wishes I wasn't so perceptive when she's not in the best of moods. But then I always try and help and do what I can. And I mean, sometimes that would include like when somebody's in the kind of mood where they need to be left alone, but then also knowing when they're in a mood where you could help them. So it composes a lot of things. And in a workplace, like my introduction to emotional intelligence is already a skill for the 21st century. It's already up on Amazon, and any day now, my next two books, Emotional Intelligence in the Workplace, is going to go on pre-order on Amazon. And also later this month, Emotional Intelligence in Relationships. Because it's all important. A lot of times in a work environment, you may come quietly do your work, but not interact with anybody. And even if you're not a real outgoing person, it's still important in a work environment to have a team mentality. Like if someone needs help, you help them out, and you pay more attention to the goals of your entire group than your own personal goals. So it's and fostering teamwork as an employee, and that's very important as a manager too. I mean, I currently have real good bosses at my counseling jobs, but sometimes in the past I had bosses that were like, don't ever praise anybody, just yell at them when they do something wrong and write them up. And that's very unemotionally intelligent management. And if you do have to reprimand somebody, come at them also with a plan, like a group plan, like what can we do to help you? How can we work together to fix this and improve this? So these are all important things. And well, I'll say as a therapist, I know intellectually why certain groups have been suppressed in our society, whether it's minority groups, women, but I will say I don't relate to any of that because I've always believed in the value of each person. Everybody has something that, well, as a Christian man myself, I believe that God made everyone to make a contribution to the world. So it's important to not only and the best way to heal a memory is it was touched on by one of our previous speakers. In fact, I think it was France's last up. Make it into an opportunity or learning. When you have a negative experience, problems are not stop signs, they're lessons. And mistakes are not indictments, they're also lessons. So it's kind of you can learn from anything that happens to you, make it an opportunity. And that also is a very emotionally intelligent attitude. Make the most of your experiences and and grab for every opportunity that you can to help somebody, whether it's like, well, I really like praying for people who I'm not with in the moment, and even sometimes for people I will never meet, but I want to do something for them. But then anything with the people you're with, as well as giving to charities you believe in, anything you can do to better this world or even better someone's day, which then can have a ripple effect on others. Right? In a lot of days, go for it, do it. And sometimes that'll, of course, involve it's emotionally intelligent to put others' needs above your own pleasures, except when everybody's doing well, then it is important to pamper yourself too and take some time each day. It's kind of, that might sound like I just contradicted myself, but it's kind of finding balance in your life. Not only to take care of yourself and nurture yourself, but to be the best person you can be, nurturing, doing good for the world. Yeah, so there's a lot of a lot of things to it. I think I can. But if you go to my Amazon page, all my books are there, and I've written some Christian books too, a short read about how enlightened I became as a teenager, and some changes that were made. I went from being a very selfish egomaniac, I got to be the best student, I got to be the best at this, to the point where I'd even get angry when anyone else had any success. And just went from being a very spiritual person who could just choose to love anybody. And I saw people as they went from being reasons for caution and challenges to being that everybody's doing the best thing that they know how to do. And the more you look at any person and think that about them, the more compassionate you'll be towards them. So that's in my book, The Enlightened Teen. And I'm currently writing a book about how Jesus can understand all our feelings and emotions. So I've done like many of you who've spoken today, I've done a lot of things. And so you're welcome. And in fact, I related what I just said to about compassion to what Pauline said earlier about heart to heart when you're helping people. There's so many ways to put the same values. So my books are there, and I think I'll post my website after I finish talking if anyone wants to learn more. So okay, so if there's any questions, comments.